Firstly, I would like to say thank you to Color Publication for giving us this nice opportunity to talk on lively subject of wetting and dispersing additives for color master batches. We know ICMBA is the right platform to talk on these subjects because this audience respects innovation, sustainability, and they are very well being focused on their customers' well-being. Warren Buffett said that if you can't communicate and talk to the people and get across your ideas, you are giving up your potential. With this thought, I'll start my presentation with the following agenda. I'll be covering Indian master batches scenario, what is the industry, at what rate it is growing, and which are the key drivers for this industry. Then I'll be speaking a little bit about the importance of dispersion, followed by which are the dispersion criteria to test the dispersion of pigment. Then we'll see which is the novel additive Fine Organics has developed for wetting and dispersing of pigments and its uses and guidelines. Then we'll see the evaluation and performance part of this presentation, how we have evaluated against our additive and the market additives, and summary of my presentation. And last but not least, I will be just take you through the latest activities at Fine Organics. So Indian master batches scenario. Since we all are working in master batches and compounding industry, this industry is growing with the very rapidly, and the overall market size is around 420 KT per annum. And this industry is growing at the rate of 10% CGR. And the measure, if we can divide the master batches, it divides into segments like color, white, black, and additive master batches. The focus of this presentation is only on color, so if we can consider the overall market size, then it is roughly around 28% of color master batches. And the majorly consumed polymer in this industry is polyolefin, basically polypropylene and polyethylene. And the key driving segments of this industry is packaging, because in packaging we consume a lot of master batches. Agricultural, it's again a grooming segment, and consumer durable, we are using continuously a lot of things which is made with the injection molding or blow molding. There also a lot of colors are going, and of course healthcare. Now I'll just brief you about importance of dispersion. When we make a master batches, and excellent pigment dispersion is very, very crucial aspect while making the master batches. So excellent dispersion means it is nothing but as a uniform distribution of your pigment particles into the polymer matrix. And when your additive coats the pigment surface, then it breaks the agglomerates, and it resulting into the increasing color strength, and it offers low filter pressure value. With reduction of, we can also reduce the pigment when your color strength improves. And that with reduction of filter pressure value, we can increase our production reliability, it improves the output, and finally, you are getting improved quality of master batches. And these all aspects are leading to the cost saving. So the important test for dispersion is filter pressure value, and the second is coloristic properties. Specifically in coloristic properties, there are two things. One is mass tone and tinting tone, but while testing the dispersion, we only use the tinting strength. So Fine Organics has continuously developing the new grades as per the demand of our customers. We are always trying to focus on innovation, and with that innovation, with our backbone of R&D, we have developed this Finas+ DT500 as a wetting and dispersing additive. So what is the attributes of Finas+ DT500? It breaks the agglomerates, it covers the pigment surface and breaks the agglomerates, that resulting into the reduction of filter pressure value. And once the agglomerates break, and it will be uniformly distributed inside the polymer matrix, it improves the color strength by 15 to 20%, and of course it offers the cost-effective solution. So with these attributes, now you must be thinking that how it works. So the upcoming slides will tell you about how it works. But before that, first we'll see the mechanism of dispersion and the doses of dispersing additive, importance in dispersion of pigments. So when we add wetting and dispersing additive into the color master batches, specifically we see that we decide the loading criteria. So loading criteria is based on the pigment chemistry. So your wetting and dispersing additive should cover the pigment surface fully. If you add less amount, then the dispersion will be not enough. If you add overdoses, then over lubrication will happen and you will not get the desired dispersion. So one should be very careful while deciding the additive doses, because the additive doses plays very important role in dispersion, and that gives you the exact dispersion. If you can see in this last picture where pigment particle has been covered fully with the wetting and dispersing additive chain. So how to use our Finas plus DT 500? We recommend the maximum doses level of Finas plus DT 500, 5%. But if your existing formulation consists more than 5% of wetting and dispersing additive, then you have to make formulation with optimization of conventional wetting and dispersing additive. Like, when we make higher loading master batches like 40%, 30% and above, then you must have seen that, most of people are using around 25 to 30% loading of PE waxes. So we have done an experiment in our laboratory and we found that, with 5% additive, and we have reduced down the doses of PE wax and we got a very good results. But if your formulation consists less than 5% of additive, you can replace the whole package with Finas plus DT 500. But yes, of course, while deciding the loading of additive, there are few factors which we need to consider. That is, one is pigment loading. If your pigment loading varies from 5 to 40%, then we'll have to play with the additive doses. If your pigment texture is hard, then you have to use more wetting and dispersing additives. If the pigment texture is soft, then you have to use adequate doses level of wetting and dispersing additive. So we'll see now the performance and evaluation part of this presentation. We have studied our Finas plus DT 500 with 3 pigments, red 48.2, pigment blue 15.3, and pigment green 7. And for that we have used this test formulation. We have taken PE wax as a standard in each color. We have taken 5% of PE wax. Against that we have tested with Finas plus DT 500 5%. And we have taken this whole content into the high-speed mixer. We mixed it well and we have made the typical master batch with the twin screw extruder in our laboratory. And then we have started studying the master batches by tinting strength. Tinting strength is nothing but as 1:10 ratio of your pigment to TiO2, and it is basically it gives a significance that how pigment particles covers the titanium dioxide. And then we need to make the compound or on 2-roll mill or single screw extruder at low shear and check the color strength values. So with that, we have got the results like reduced FPV and improved color strength. This graph represents at one side filter pressure value and the another side is color strength. In red 48.2, when we have added 5% of PE wax, it is a standard, so we have considered it as 100% color strength. And when we have added Finas plus DT 500, then the color strength has gone up to 18%. And about the filter pressure value, with PE wax it is around 0.5. And when we have checked the filter pressure value with our Finaspus DT 500, it has gone down to 0.2. So then we move to the next pigment test on blue 15.3, where again the color strength has improved by 17%, and there has drastically dropped down the filter pressure value by 50%. And with pigment green 7, color strength has been improved by 20%, and the filter pressure value has again dropped down by 50%. Plus it indicates that our Finaspus DT 500 reduces the filter pressure value and it improves the color strength to the great extent. So we have seen with Finaspus DT 500 what happens if our color strength is getting improved. But we are trying to analyze that what happened when we reduce the pigment doses into the master batch formulation. And exactly we have tried the same thing over here. We have reduced pigment doses in third formulation, and we have checked the color strength by tinting strength. And what we observed is after adding same pigment against PE wax, color strength improved by 30%. And when we have reduced the pigment doses, even after reducing pigment doses, we got the color strength improvement by 12%. So it indicates that our Finaspus DT 500 works as an excellent wetting and dispersing additive. Now I will take you to the another test which we have carried out in our laboratory with help of one of our customer, and we have done the microscopic evaluation over there on films. So this is the microscopic evaluation on films with pigment red 48-2. We have made the 50 micron film and checked the microscopic evaluation with PE wax and the Finaspus DT 500. You can see that less agglomerates found in with our Finaspus DT 500 at 500x zoom. The same thing is with the blue 15.3. We have checked again the microscopic evaluation, and we found that less agglomerates found with Finaspus DT 500 against the PE wax. With the green 7, if you can see, there is a drastic improvement with our Finaspus DT 500 in terms of dispersion. So, while selling the master batches, basically, our customers are always asking, so what is MFI of your master batch? Because that gives significance of, the processability. They need to decide the parameters based on the MFI. So we have also tested the melt flow index of all master batches which we have made with the pigments. And we found that our Finaspus DT 500 doesn't give any adverse effect on melt flow index. It improves, but a bit amount. Finally, in a summary, our Finaspus 500 breaks the agglomerates inside the polymer matrix, and that is resulting into the improvement in color strength by 15 to 20%. And it offers low filter pressure value and improves the processability. Also, it improves the gloss to a great extent. If you can see the granules of made with the Finaspus DT 500 and with the conventional additives, it gives a lot of improvement in gloss. As well as when we have made the plaques to check the color, then also we have observed the gloss is significantly improved with Finaspus DT 500. As I told you that it prevents pigment agglomeration with uniform coating of pigment. And of course, it offers the cost-effective solution to the master batch manufacturers, since you can able to reduce the pigment in the formulation. Last but not least, I will just take you to the at a glance of fine organics. There is no need to explain you about fine organics, but I'll use this opportunity to explain you about fine organics. We are the largest oleochemical manufacturer in India for oleochemical derivatives, and we have wide range of products as well as wide range of applications we cater into the market. We have 4 manufacturing facilities near Mumbai, and of course, we have a very strong and effective R&D and application development lab, which is our backbone to this industry. We have joint facilities to cater the overseas plant. One is in Malaysia and another is in Thailand, and we are upcoming with the joint venture in Germany by 2019. So thank you very much for your kind attention. If anyone is having questions, please.
Yes, Vincent Clark from Honeywell. What is the regulatory compliance on the Fine Sparse D2 500?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
What is the compliance from a regulation standpoint?
You are talking about the compliance, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is 100% food contact approval and ROHS compliance too.
Do you have a specific CF4 that you can reference?
Your voice is not clear, sir. Can
Sorry,
you
do you have a
loudly?
specific CF4 that it's covered under for FDA compliance or REACH?
Yeah, it's US FDA.
Yes, but which CF4?
Yes.
Okay.
CFR, 21 CFR.
Yes. Is it under 177-1520 or?
I have the technical MSDS for that and the regulatory documents. We'll discuss it out with you.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.